You ever see something so out of line, so casual in its cruelty, that for a second you wonder if everyone around you's just pretending not to notice? Yeah, that's the story I'm telling. And if you think it couldn't happen where you live, in your own little market or main street, maybe you just haven't looked close enough. Let me back up a sec. It started like any regular weekend. The kind where the whole town seems to empty out into the old market at the edge of Southwell, people selling secondhand junk, kids weaving through racks of dresses, the smell of fresh bread mixing with diesel and oranges. But that day, the air felt heavier, like it was waiting for a punchline nobody wanted to hear. She walked in alone, olive green silk dress, hair pinned up, nothing flashy, no sunglasses, no purse that cost a week's salary. The kind of look that tells you she doesn't care if you stare, she's not here for you. And boy, did folks stare. You know what I mean? The market went quiet, not dead, just that hush when everybody senses something's off, but no one wants to be the first to say it out loud. I watched from across the bakery. First, the murmurs started. Two old-timers, half in jest, wonder what she's hiding under all that silk. The words floated up, lazy and mean. Some women watched her too, but not with kindness, more like they were cataloging a threat, measuring up an outsider. A little boy tugged at his mom's hand, curious, but she steered him away like curiosity itself was a risk. No one stopped her. No one welcomed her either. She just walked, not slow, not fast, as if the world had set itself to her pace. By the fruit stand, an older vendor leaned in and called out, "What are you hiding under that silk dress?" His tone was half a joke, half something uglier. I saw her pause at the old community map just for a second, finger tracing faded letters, maybe searching for something to anchor her, maybe just needing a moment to breathe. That's when the cops showed. Two of them, one tall, built like he'd just stepped out of a recruitment poster, sunglasses still on, the other younger, lankier, hanging back like he wasn't sure where he belonged in the scene. They didn't run. I didn't need to. The crowd parted, everyone suddenly interested in tomatoes, in their phones, in anything except what was about to happen. The vendor smirked, and the tall cop, Lyle, closed the gap. All covered up like that, hiding those curves, he said, and I swear you could feel the whole place tense. The words dropped heavy as lead. She didn't flinch, didn't back down or play polite, just stood there, arms folded, eyes level, daring anyone to blink first. The younger cop Bryn looked away, but didn't say a thing. Silence does that, you know? It gives power to whoever wants it most. Lyle demanded ID. She pulled out her wallet, showed nothing, then zipped it back up. He stepped closer, tugged at the hem of her dress with two fingers, just enough to get away with calling it a joke, but deliberate enough that everyone knew it wasn't. "Just a security check," he said, with that sick grin you see on men who think uniforms make them untouchable. The market watched. A few kids giggled, some women whispered. Nobody moved. That stillness, God, it's like watching a snake wind around your ankles and telling yourself it's not dangerous if you don't move. She took out her phone. 3 taps, sent a message. Didn't make a scene, didn't cry or shout. But the silence got thick, sticky, like the air before a thunderstorm. That's when the twist hit. If you blinked, you'd have missed it. A black SUV pulled up, slow, steady, no siren, no hurry. Out stepped a man in plain clothes, Deputy Inspector William Caulfield, Internal Affairs, Department of Justice. He flashed a badge at Lyle, then glanced at the crowd. No speech, no drama. Just a quiet authority that comes from knowing you're the last word in the room. "Is there a problem here?" he asked. And suddenly, the whole scene cracked wide open. Lyle froze. Bryn stared at his shoes. The woman in silk stood her ground. Caulfield turned to Lyle, voice low and even. "Do you know who you just put your hands on?" Silence. A kind that screams. Turns out, she was an undercover federal inspector, assigned to investigate abuses by the local force. The market gasped, but quietly nobody wants to be on record reacting. Lyle's face went from red to gray. Some in the crowd started filming. Others ducked away, pretending they had somewhere else to be. Nobody wanted to be a witness at least not until it was safe. That's the thing about small towns. Everybody sees, but nobody sees. You get it? Anyway, the story doesn't end there. In the following weeks, The video made it online. A retired teacher, sitting by her yarn stall, had recorded everything and sent it to a journalist. No hashtags, no calls for justice, just the footage, raw and uncut. It spread like wildfire. The news asked, why did nobody stop him? People began to remember other times, other markets, other hands, other silences. And as the investigation went public, old files surfaced. Reports that had been misplaced, complaints closed for lack of evidence. Always the same name buried in the records. Victims who'd left town. Colleagues who'd transferred, who'd quit. The pattern couldn't be denied. The real twist? It was never just about the woman in the silk dress. It was about all the times nobody said a word, about a system that ran on silent approval. The town changed, but not all at once. Lyle lost his badge. The market started training sessions what to do if you see something. The department got mandatory AI monitoring, cameras that couldn't be turned off. Some called it progress, others resented it, said it was an insult, but no one dared say it out loud in front of Adrienne Allen. Yeah, that was her name, and the mural went up no face, just a skirt, painted in flames, a silent reminder at the edge of the market. Some said it was too much. Others left flowers. But every Saturday, someone would stop and stare, maybe remembering the time they didn't speak up. You want to know the real ending? There isn't one. People still debate what counts as crossing the line. Some folks say Lyle was just doing his job. Others say nothing justifies what happened. But the market isn't the same. Kids laugh quieter, women stand a little closer together, and when the cops walk through now, they watch their hands. So, let me ask you, you listening, when you see something wrong, do you speak up? Or do you stay quiet, hoping someone else will do the hard part? Because, silence is never neutral. It's just one more choice, one more line in the sand. Drop a comment below. What do you think, where's the line between protecting the system and protecting what's right? Does justice mean standing by or standing up? Your move.